Hey, welcome back, everyone. It's me, Mr. 4K. So it's hilarious. I've been doing this for 12 years. This channel, right? I've been covering TVs. I've been covering cloud gaming. I've been covering virtual reality. I mean, you name it. And everything that I cover, I cover it based on the facts and the research straight from, the source of today's technology. But it never ceases to amaze me, like how people are still like oblivious and they're living in some kind of a different dimension or different planet. Like I made this video the other day. It was called Xbox Game Pass and Xbox in 2026. Future of gaming has changed, and of course, there's always going to be idiots coming in with some stupid, idiotic comments, which they are blocked, removed. But there was also some more idiots who are uneducated with some more same song and dance since 2016, man. These are like the same individuals who are living in the past who are trying to tell you that, ooh, the cloud gaming will never survive. The cloud, I've been hearing this song and dance since 2016. The cloud gaming will never survive. The cloud gaming is dead. The cloud gaming is rest in peace. I'm really, it makes you wonder about these individuals and some of the comments that they make. And here's the worst part. I don't mind people having their opinions as long as the opinions are not like, you know, hateful or offensive or things like that. But I don't mind if you want to have a stupid opinion. It's not a fact. It's just an opinion. It doesn't bother me. But it also makes me wonder, like, are these individuals for real, or do they really live in this like cocoon since like the past? Like they must be living in some sort of a. Well, here's the worst part. Not only are they living in a cocoon of the past, but they're also living in a very misinformed, uneducated cocoon. Like all of their comments are basically native. The cloud gaming cannot represent the native, 4K HDR. The cloud gaming cannot represent the native 120 hertz or 120 FPS. All this native talk. And I left a comment where I said, well, do you still play natively today on your consoles? Or have you ever played natively on your consoles? What is Mark Cerny talking about when he talks about the PlayStation 5 Pro, your $900 console, your $1,000 console? What is he talking about? He's talking about the FSR, fidelity, you know, scaling resolution. That's what he's talking about. Dynamic resolution. What is NVIDIA talking about? Deep learning, super sampling, dynamic resolution, scaling resolution. What did we get on a PlayStation 4 Pro? It was the upscaling from 1440p to 4K, from 1600p to 4K, all upscaling. Everything was upscaling. So man, this is why I refuse to go to public chat. This is why I refuse to open the doors to public chat, because there's just so much like misinformed, misinformed notion out there about how today's technology works. Why do you think everything's in dynamic resolution? Even your Microsoft Flight Simulator, majority of people are using deep learning, super sampling, and frame generation. Why do you think there's a frame generation? Why do you think there's dynamic scaling resolution? Why do you think we have frame generation and deep learning, super sampling? Why do you think NVIDIA is investing into that? Why do you think both NVIDIA and AMD are investing in scaling resolution? Because they know it is simply not feasible to do natively 120 FPS or to do natively 60 FPS with all the bells and whistles like advanced ray tracing, path ray tracing, etc., etc. So when I read these comments, and you guys can go watch the video, it's on my front page. When you read some of these comments, man, I couldn't help myself, but I replied. Like I had this one guy leave a comment where he says, most modern large TVs are only equipped with 100 megabits Ethernet ports, which is more than enough. And I'll explain why the 100 megabits is more than enough. And then he says, which can limit the streaming of high quality 4K content. Not true. 100 megabits per second on Ethernet port, it's more than enough for a 4K. Because if you look at the Netflix only uses about 25 megabits per second to stream 4K HDR, and then 10 megabits to stream HD. How do I know this? Because that's what I had to learn when I was a salesman, when I was selling Netflix, when I was still selling DirecTV, streaming, and all these other services. I had to learn that, okay? But even if I wasn't a salesman, I still had to educate myself, go directly to the source. You see, that's the problem. These individuals like this guy, Mike040, dude, I'm not trying to be rude, but go and educate yourself, man. All right? Go directly to the source. I don't know what your source is, but whatever your source is, it's a misinformed source. All right? You don't need a 250, some guy says you need 250 megabits per second minimum. Like this other clown, Full Dive VR. I'm sorry, man. I have to call these individuals clowns. They're uneducated. They have no idea what they're talking about. And this is why I'm making this video, because these individuals really are clueless and misinformed on what they're talking about. This is one of the reasons why I stopped doing televisions, because I just couldn't believe just like how misinformed people are. And it's like they don't want to learn nothing. They just want to live in this oblivious, misinformed world that they live in, called internet, bubble of internet, and they get their misinformation from all the other idiots, clowns out there. It was just unbelievable. And nobody wants to educate themselves. Nobody wants to go directly to the source to learn like the facts. Don't listen to what I say. Go and research. Do some facts. So anyway, I had to reply, honestly, and I just had to reply with the best way I could reply. And I said, first of all, just to clarify, you don't need 250 megabits per second to be able to run 4K HDR and 120 hertz. Right now, on Boosteroid, and I have proved this with Boosteroid. Go watch my Boosteroid TV videos. I was partnered with Boosteroid, okay? Boosteroid is able to bring 4K HDR with 120 hertz refresh rate at bare minimum 30 megabits per second. You heard me. If you don't believe me, go ask Boosteroid. Go ask them. Send them a message. Send them an email. Ask them. Tell them Mr. 4K said 30 megabits per second. All right, so even right now, a company like Boosteroid is able to bring you 4K HDR and 120 hertz with minimum 30 megabits per second. Now, as far as the bit rate, if you want to move up the bit rate, then you might have to, make some compromises. You might have to, maybe go up to 40 megabits. But even with 40 megabits per second, that's still way below what you guys are saying. Let's say you want to go a bit rate to be 40 megabits per second. Even with a 40 megabits per second bit rate, you are still good with, let's say, a 40 megabits per second. 40 megabits per second, majority of people, they have that. So even majority out there who have 40 megabits per second, depending on how many people they have in household, of course, it depends on how many people are in a household. But if you're just a one person and you got a bare minimum 40 megabits per second, bro, you can watch 4K HDR on Netflix. You can watch all the streaming services. You can watch YouTube in 4K HDR. And yes, you can stream Boosteroid and GeForce Now with 40 megabits per second. GeForce Now is doing that right now, 120 hertz, 4K HDR. So on which planet are you clowns? I'm sorry, I have to use the word clowns. On which planet are you guys living? But anyway, I had to leave a comment. I had to block some idiots out there because they were using an offensive language. That's what happens when you open the doors. You let the idiots and clowns come in, keyboard warriors. But I had to reply and leave a comment. And my comment was this: do you play natively today, or are you still using dynamic resolution like FSR in deep learning super sampling. FSR is the AMD deep learning super sampling. It's NVIDIA. So give me a break with uneducated, misinformed, waste of my time tech talk. You guys act as if you all are playing your game in a native resolution. Same song and dance since 2016, blah, blah. Hey, dude, if you have a difficult time accepting the reality of cloud gaming and the fact that consoles are a dying breed, maybe you should find some other hobby. It's 2026. Adapt to today's tech. Don't live in the past. And it's the best, most courteous message reply I can give you, clowns, because I don't know how else to call you other than clowns. You guys choose not to educate yourself, even since all of this time, dude. It's been 12 years since 4K. How many of you are playing in a native 4K since 2015? Excuse me, since 2016. How many? What's that? I can't hear you. Oh, 0. Oh, okay. All right. All this talk about native 4K. I was the first guy who said, forget a native 4K. It ain't happening with your Xbox One X. It ain't happening with your Series X. It ain't happening with your PlayStation 4 Pro. It ain't happening with your PlayStation 5. It ain't happening with your PlayStation 5 Pro. It's just not happening. Because it's too much of a hassle to do that. And it costs a lot of money. It would cost Sony a lot of money to achieve that. And then the consoles would be simply unfeasible to sell and would be unfeasible to reproduce. So this is why we have cloud. This is why the companies are investing so much money into cloud services. Google Stadia, yes, failed as a gaming service because their business model was not that good. Their business strategy was not good. It was not feasible for us. But in terms of technology, when it was first released in November 2019, Google Stadia showcased to all of us what the future will look like. Like I said, sure, Google Stadia as a gaming service was not feasible, and that's why it failed. But as a service, as like a tech, to showcase technology and what's available in the future, that's already happening. With where we go, cloud gaming. Look this up. You can play all your games, cloud gaming, 1440p, right there. Arc Raiders, you can play it. Rainbow Six, the games you own, you can play. These are all the games that you buy. So if you buy Arc Raiders, you can play it on the cloud. Buy it once, play it anywhere. This is all cloud. They're all cloud games, so it's already happening. So what are you trying to tell me? Look at Amazon Cloud, Amazon Luna. Look at Boosteroid. I mean, look at GeForce Now, for crying out loud. Just look at GeForce Now. I just said the magic word. I said the magic word. Look what's possible with GeForce Now. So guys, please spare me this living in the past, uneducated tech talk. You see, I don't live in the past. I can adapt. Yes, I wish that there was still Blockbuster video store so I can walk into a video store and get a video, get a movie, pick it up from the shelf and get some popcorn on the way, right? Socialize with people, meet new people, maybe meet a new girl, meet a new girlfriend or something. When you go to the video store, you don't know who you're going to meet. I miss those days, yeah. But those days are over, dude. That's like in the 90s. I'm 47 years old. You're talking like ancient history, man. You're talking dinosaurs age. Like, those days are over, man. Like, you guys are living in the past. I love the past. I miss the good old days. Okay? But the difference between you guys and me is I don't live in the past. I can adapt to today's technology. And you guys are still living in this bubble, in this capsule, in this stuck in a past, misinformed cocoon that you don't want to break out of that cocoon to adapt to the reality. Well, soon enough you will have to. 5 years from now, 2030, 2031, you will have no choice. If you want to continue gaming, you will have to. Technology doesn't care if you're ready or not ready. Technology will advance with or without you. So this is why, man, I don't like reading these comments because there's so much. I'm sorry, man, but I got so many uneducated, uninformed individuals leaving comments. Like, I wish that there was some educated, informed individuals out there, but unfortunately there aren't. They're all being, driven by this like misinformation, false hope, thinking that their console they invested so much money in and all the games that they purchased, they're thinking that it's going to last forever. Like, just that mindset alone, it's exactly why they have this misinformed mindset, because they think, oh, I purchased a PlayStation 5 Pro, it will last me forever. All these games will last me forever. No. You own nothing. All those games that you bought, you still need internet, and you still need PlayStation, membership account to be able to activate it. So without the internet, you're not owning anything. Once the internet goes down, you're not playing nothing. Look, I don't want to spend too much time on this video, but I just felt like that I needed to make a follow-up to my previous video that I made. Guys, do me a favor, like, if you're going to leave an offensive comment, it will be reported. Your account will be suspended. YouTube doesn't mess around. Like, dude, like, if you don't like my channel, then just, it's not worth you getting yourself banned. But if you want to get your channel banned, if you want to get your account banned, be my guest. YouTube doesn't tolerate that kind of nonsense. So for those of you who do that stuff, listen, I have a thick skin. I don't care about you because I don't know you. I don't know who you guys are. Okay? If you want to say something, maybe you should say it to me in person. Okay? Instead of hiding behind the keyboards. But I'm just saying, if you want to take that risk and get your account banned to say something stupid and offensive, then be my guest. Be an idiot. But it's not worth it. I'm just letting you know. You're not getting anything out of me. I've been doing this for 12 years. Okay? You're not going to get under my skin. You're just going to get yourself banned and lose your account. But if that's what you want to do, be my guest. But this is exactly why I do member chat. This is exactly why I have a strict comments. And this is why you have to be either a subscriber or a member to be able to leave a comment on my video. This is exactly the reason why I do this, because this is internet. And internet, any kind of schmuck, any kind of yayo can go ahead and hide behind the keyboards and leave some stupid comments. But I also have a right not to read that crap. So I choose to have these rules and boundaries to safeguard myself from stupid nonsense. But at the same time, there's also, uneducated individuals who don't even understand, like, how technology works. And I'm not trying to be rude about this. I'm simply saying, educate yourself, guys. Adapt to today's technology. Don't live in a cocoon of past. 26 years ago was a long time ago. It's a long time ago. It's an ancient history. You have to adapt to today's technology. It is what it is. This is the way it is. This is Xbox. This is PlayStation. It's cloud is the future. Digital and cloud. Even physical media is going away. So, and if you can adapt to today's technology, maybe, I don't know, maybe you should find another hobby. Like I said on a comment, find another hobby, So anyway, I just wanted to, do this follow-up video. I really felt like I had to, because I just needed to clear the air on like how misinformed like people still are. Even in 2026, man, people are still misinformed and they have no clue. They're just oblivious because they think that their consoles will stay forever, that they'll never go away. Yeah, well, let me know in 2031 how that goes. Yeah. Come see me 2031, let me know. How is your console doing so far? How is your physical media doing so far? Yeah, come let me know. Anyway, that's the end of the video. Thank you for watching, and I will see you guys on the live stream. Take care.